Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I make my homemade fertilizer for my plants. This is super easy, no skill required, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this. So what you're going to want to start with is a container of water, and you don't need any specialized jug. You can see over here I use like a water jug, I use a milk jug. You could even use like a Tupperware. You essentially just need a container with a lid to keep bugs and animals from messing with your concoction that you're making here. So any kind of container that holds water. Now about the water inside, the general rule is that you don't want to use too much water that has chlorine in it. Because it supposedly inhibits the bacteria that's going to grow and kind of put some good stuff into your fertilizer here. So what you can do is, if you don't have rainwater, because you know a lot of people don't collect rainwater outside, right? So you can use your tap water and then just literally let it sit in the container with the lid off for 24 hours. And they say that after that time that the chlorine starts to dissipate, so it's fine to use. I mean, personally, I haven't always done that. I sometimes just make my fertilizer and then I just don't worry about that and they come out just fine. Or you can make your fertilizer and then leave the cap off for 24 hours and the chlorine will still evaporate then. So, but anyway, so you got your jug of water. Next, you're going to need what they call an inoculant. So just some good bacteria to put in here, just kind of speed the process along. So all you really need is like go find a tree and grab some of the leaves and the dirt from beneath the tree. Essentially leaf mold. You just want like a damp soil somewhere. If you don't have a tree, even just leaves and damp soil at the base of your plants, or a tablespoon of compost, just something that already has good microbes in it. Go. We got our little bit of dirt and leaves, and we're just going to put it right in. So we have our inoculant. That's our first ingredient. Our second ingredient is a couple options here. Kitchen scraps, or you can use weeds around your garden. You can use leaves that you cut off things. Anything fresh that will like rot down, you can put in here. So what I usually do is I usually start this inside. Like when I cook, I keep a empty water container right near where I'm cooking, and then this is literally like remnants from our dinner the other night, like the top of the green pepper, some cilantro stems, got an egg in here. So literally we're just going to put all of this into the container. So we just got our inoculant in there, and now we're just gonna put in all of this stuff. And weeds also go really well in here. You can put coffee grounds in here, pretty much anything that you would compost, you can put into this fertilizer. What you're essentially making is like almost like a liquid compost to kind of give your plants immediate nutrition, versus when you put compost on your plants and it breaks down over time. So that's more of a slow release, and this is more intense, faster. Okay, so now we've got our whole mixture in there. We've got our inoculant, we've got our water, and we've got our scraps from the kitchen. Now what do we do? The only thing to do now is to wait. Literally, you just put a cap on this, put it somewhere outside, and forget about it. Now, how long do you have to wait to use this? You can wait anywhere from 2 weeks to a year, 2 years. So the difference is that the longer that this kind of like ferments in here, the more nutrients are going to be kind of released and the more potent it's going to be. It's going to be concentrated, versus if you use it after just a couple weeks, it won't be quite as strong. But you know, you don't have to wait forever to use this. But what I like to do is every week when I make like a big dinner with lots of vegetables and I have all those scraps, I try to make 1 jug a week, because I definitely will not be using 1 jug a week. So these are, I have over here an example of the different stages. So this one has been out here maybe like 4 weeks, okay, and it has a very similar content to what's here, but you can see like the color difference. Like this is definitely starting to rot down, versus if we go further down the line, we have this one, which is almost like a tea color, and you can see like, you see that like sediment up there because it's really starting to like get really like fermented in there. And this one's probably like 2 months old. And then I have my very oldest one. I have a lot more than this, but this is just, I think, a good array to show you guys because I literally make this all the time. This guy is like 6 months old. You can see he's like, he's almost kind of thick too. Like he's got a lot of sediment and whatnot in there. So this is some really potent stuff. Okay, so now that we've made it, super easy, right? No skill required here. But the question is, how do we use it? Are we gonna just pour this on the garden? No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, because just like with any fertilizer, this will burn your plants if you put it directly onto your plants. That is too strong. So what you're gonna do is you are going to get a bucket and you're going to water it down. I do not do exact measurements here. I just kind of like wait until it's a light color. I'm not too worried about it being exactly precise, because what in nature is precise, you know? I just make sure it's not too concentrated so I don't burn the plants. So I'll go ahead and show you a video of just how I fill a bucket and water it down. Nothing extreme here. I just want you guys to get an idea of what the color is going to be like once you do it. Okay, so we've got a 5-gallon bucket, our fertilizer, and some water. Just going to go ahead and fill this up. I like to fill this up with water before I put in my fertilizer, just so I don't get any backsplash of the fertilizer on myself, because yeah, that stuff smells really bad. You definitely do not want to get it on yourself. Now we've got our water in there, and I'm probably going to use about, I usually use about 1/3 of this jug for this 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to go ahead and very carefully pour this in, because again, this stuff smells really bad. And if you use yours soon after you make it, you're gonna have chunks of like vegetables in there, like coming out. So you can either strain it, like put a screen over the top, or you can pour it in through like a strainer. But if you wait long enough with this stuff, like this one's pretty old, so I don't really have any chunks of anything in here. Now that water is a little dark, but that's because we're gonna finish filling this bucket up. I like to fill it 2/3 of the way with water, pour in my 1/3 of a jug of the fertilizer, and then I'm going to slowly and carefully finish filling it, because again, I don't want to get that backsplash. Okay, so our fertilizer is made now. It's like this nice kind of chamomile tea, chicken noodle soup color, and it's actually, it looks even lighter than this once you scoop it out, just because it's all concentrated and dense in here. But what I like to use to put this on my garden is literally like in an old laundry detergent container. You can also use, you know, like a normal watering can, or you can even use another water jug to put it in. But I just like this because I can just go it in and get my fertilizer. Again, you don't want to get this on you because it smells really bad. And now I'm just going to go apply it to my plants. I can literally put it on my avocado tree that's like right here. And you're just going to pour it at the base of the plant. Okay, so a few tips. Do not get the fertilizer on yourself. It stinks, and it's probably not very sanitary. You know, it's rotting stuff. As with any fertilizer, treat it as you would any garden chemical. It's very safe for your plants, but you know, not so safe if you get it in like a cut or something. Just, you know, use common sense when you use it. And once you smell it, you're going to realize that, yeah, I don't want to get this on myself. So just be careful when you're mixing it, just so you don't have any accidents. Other than that, just don't make it too concentrated. Don't pour it on your leaves and stuff, obviously, of your plants. And yeah, that's really the only thing you gotta worry about. It's super easy. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Super short, super easy. Anybody can do this. Most people will already have everything they need right in their house or in their backyard. So I hope you guys like this video. Comment down below, let me know what you thought. Was it too simple? Did I oversimplify this? Probably. Bye guys.
There's